if I fund a scientist, ask the scientist, okay, what did you do with my money? And the scientist turns around to me and says, oh, it all went very well. I now know that I am wrong. No one wants to fund failure. But that's how science works.
What inspires scientists, society, governments to embark on a moment of scientific innovation and invest those resources and time?
I mean, scientists want to understand how the world works. Understanding how the world works can require many, many different approaches and many, many different questions. What's common to most scientists is that they want to solve problems. And climate change is the biggest problem that we face. It doesn't have a single solution, but part of the solution is going to be through scientific and technological innovation. And it is a good idea to allow scientists, at least some scientists, to explore the world as natural philosophers.
What might be the consequences of the lack of funding of scientific research under this administration?
One way to think about this is what happened in Europe during the Second World War. Many of Europe's most talented and creative scientists came to America. America then became the most important centre for scientific research, and that has continued until the present day. Many scientists are now going back to Europe, and I think that is something that we should worry about.
One of the things that's corroding ambitious, innovative scientific research is a distrust in scientists. They have to be held accountable. They have to fill out their reports. They have to show gains. Is this something we see more widely in society?
I think there's been something of a crisis in the trust in science. We see it, for example, in skepticism about vaccinations, skepticism about climate change, a kind of erosion of the authority of the scientist. And I think that has something to do with the technological society that we live in. For example, if you go on an aeroplane, you trust the pilot, but you never meet the pilot. It's a voice that you hear telling you to sit down when the seatbelt lights are on. That could simply be a recorded message. In other words, you're not really trusting a person, you are trusting the system.
Dr. Lambert, thank you so much for helping us make sense of the role of federal funding and scientific research. If people want to hear more, what courses do you teach?
I would recommend Liberal Studies 331, which is the history of science from the early modern period to the present. Liberal Studies 337, which is science, culture, and society. And I'm also developing a course on the history of data and the history of the computer.
Wonderful.